everlasting, truly everlasting. And choose things, we talk about bad things, only ever bad things. This past year's been a nightmare, I've been losing my shit trying to fight fair. Really all I need is fresh air. Wanna get lost somewhere. My girl left, never came back. I've been racking my brain trying to think back. Was I truly ever like that? Was I really ever like that? I don't believe in fate. I think the weight of the world lies on your shoulders. I think I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. Losing sleep, watch the light reflecting, the hours never ending. And do you think life is everlasting, truly everlasting? So you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your side, leave your side. I'll pick myself off the floor. I never wanna leave your side again. So you just walk out that door. I never wanna leave your side, leave your side. I'll pick myself off the floor. I never leave your side again. I don't believe fate is waiting me to get my shit together. I think I need a change, 'cause as of late I've been living in a wasteland. I don't believe in fate. I think the weight of the world on your shoulders. Patiently waiting for the day to come where they fuck us for the rest of our lives. Well, I told you all once, well, I told you all twice, that this is the start of our demise. 1, 2. They fill you up with that, try to twist you up inside, and they always seem to fake a smile. They don't care about our lives, look at us with greedy eyes, we're just profit and denial to them. Hey, yeah, 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 well I've grown tired of this. Hey, yeah, 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 repetitive chain of events. Bury me 6 feet underground. Take my hand and send those demons back where they were found. Save us from running to the ground. Take my hand and
Yo, what's up, everybody? Some good news today before we get into the trade. I got this massive monitor. Like, it's huge. It's 32 inches, so now I can see, like, a lot more space on the chart, which may reflect on the stream. I'm not sure. Pretty positive it does, because I set the resolution different on the stream. But should make the stream better, so that's for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Couple things we're going to run through the trade call that I gave on Thanksgiving, but I did just see this video and I wanted to play it just in case some of you haven't seen it. Let's see.
Just to make a distinction here, you look at the U.S. platform, you look at the international platform. The U.S. platform...
So he's saying that FTX US is completely solvent, people can withdraw funds.
It's a U.S. regulated platform with American users. To my knowledge, that's fully solvent. That's fully funded. And, I believe that withdrawals could be opened up today and everyone could be made whole from that none of these problems plagued the U.S. platform.
So a couple things. One, that's the first time I've seen that video today. I literally just opened up Twitter while I had the intro up. And one, if that's true, which I highly doubt it is, and excuse me for all the sweatiness, I just got back from the gym. One, if that's true, Bitcoin's going to skyrocket upwards. Not like skyrocket to 60K. I mean like skyrocket 10, 20%. It'll be a very short-term move. Two, why the hell isn't this guy behind bars? Like, can someone tell me why he's sitting in a room with a fake tree and a crappy portrait and not behind a jail cell? Why is this man not in jail? Why do people get away with this? Is ridiculous to me. Well, what's up, yes sir? Congrats from Chile. Your content on Twitter is the bomb. Oh, thank you. Good call. Was a little late, man. I gave that call like 5 days in advance. You have no excuse. I gave that call for free. And guys, like the same problem with my students. I gave them the call when I gave you guys the call, which is like 5 days ago. Even, yeah, like 3 or 4 or 5 days ago. And been talking about it ever since. Look, November 24th. You've had 6 days, actually. Given the scenario to my students that I'd share with everyone, a statement of thanks, IHS formation, the pattern hadn't even formed yet, right? Hadn't even formed yet. I mean, we look at the chart, I go to Bitcoin on the 4-hour, and it did exactly what I said. The RSI, MACD, everything. And there's no excuse why you couldn't have made this trade. I hate when people are like, oh, it's too late. I didn't know. I had this, that. Like, I gave you the plan. The blueprints were there. You just didn't execute. Live on CNBC, SBF. Maybe we'll look at that in a little bit. But for now, going to talk about some TA, especially with stocks. There could be some big stuff. So woke up this morning, and I got on Twitter. And usually my dog wakes me up at like 7 or 8, and then I go back to bed for like an hour or two. But woke up when I let my dog out, checked my phone, and every single tweet was bearish. Anything like the tweets were anything Powell says is bearish, expect a crash, you should be shorting this. Okay, so when I see every single person on Twitter calling for a crash, it's usually a red flag that it's never going to happen, right? And you guys know I gave you guys a long plan. There's an inverted head and shoulders. It confirmed yesterday. It was holding on to prior resistance, turning it into support today. And was ultimately a great trade, and is still going to. I have no doubt that this thing will hit 18.4. There's no resistance until 18.4 anyways. And it's just kind of like funny to me. Everyone was bearish. Everyone was bearish. I mean, if you go on your Twitter feed and you go and you look and everyone's calling for bearish, everyone's calling for down, it's more than likely not going to happen. Right? I talked to my students yesterday. I actually gave them, and I'll pull it up for you, the trader psychology PowerPoint, and I'm gonna pull it up on my other screen just because I don't know if it'll show on Patreon or not. Let's see. So I made this. We do, for those of you that don't know, I teach a trading class twice a week. Last class, which was yesterday, we went over trader psychology, and I actually just want to pull out like the PowerPoint. I'm not going to pull out the whole video. But here is the PowerPoint I made. This is literally yesterday, right? Like literally yesterday. Week 13 yesterday, trader psychology. And we talked about the idea of when everyone's doing something, you should probably do the opposite. And just going to kind of go through like one of these slides, right? And it's more or less the flock opposite the herd. When everybody else is doing one thing, do the opposite. And if you're on my trading class, you learned this yesterday. You should have woken up this morning and said, I'm a little bit more confident in my long today. And why is that? Because most people are wrong. You know, I've shown this chart dozens of times. And I know this is very simple, but no one cared about Bitcoin between 4 and 10K. Everyone was bullish between 55 and 65K up here in the beginning, you know, in the peak of the bull market. And when everyone was bullish, that's when we saw the massive dump. That's when everything started to exhaust and people started smarter investors started offloading their bags. And I'm not going to, give the whole class and everything that I gave yesterday, but it's kind of ridiculous how sort of obvious it is now. When everybody's doing one thing, at least in trading, you should be doing the opposite or looking towards the opposite or at least looking at the charts for answers. Guys, if you looked at the Bitcoin 4-hour, even the daily, there is massive bullish divergence, massive bullish price action. We're also at the lows. Why are people shorting the lows? We've talked about this. Stop shorting support. It never works, ever. But moving on, S&P 500. This is huge, right? We're contesting our diagonal downtrend line of really over a year's time period. It's been about a full year of top to bottom here, or at least top to these 4 peaks. If we break this line, that does not mean we are quite bullish yet. We would need to establish not only a new high, hold it, and continue on from there. Now, if we get this sort of quote-unquote Santa rally, that's huge for crypto. Crypto is going to absolutely not fully recover, but we'll definitely see a 25, 30K Bitcoin, no doubt in my mind. Bitcoin and crypto is ready to go. Everyone's been wrecked. A big rally is definitely overdue. We haven't seen a considerable sized rally yet. Most of the rallies were very small, 10, 5, 10, 15%. They were very choppy, very difficult to trade. And this could be the big rally. I mean, this could be the big rally before we really start plunging into that bear market, into that deep recession, economic recession. So far, nothing really bullish about the S&P. Definitely testing our trend line. If you're not long, I wouldn't long now because we could easily revert it completely tomorrow. We've seen it happen, 3 times now. So I'm not too convinced on this breaking out yet, but this could be a good sign of a nice breakout. Lots of volume here, which is what I want to see on my breakouts, but we'll have to wait and see. We need the weekly to close above. I mean, we haven't seen a weekly candle above. We're still very much in a downtrend, so don't get too excited yet. Not really going to talk about the VIX, but the VIX has not shown any sort of bottom yet. Obviously, we need to hit about a 45. Not going to talk too much about that. DXY, weekly turning red. Not too much to talk about here other than just confirming this as support still. If we lose 105, so okay, here's a scenario. DXY loses 105. S&P 500 breaks diagonal, breaks 4,200. Then we can talk about a market reversal or a larger rally. But realistically, until the DXY breaks, our upward trend line, our long lasting of about a half a year, little over half a year, about 9 months, then we can talk about a potential flip in economic structure. But for now, we're still holding. We're still looking at bear market recession, et cetera, et cetera. Not much has changed. One big pump doesn't change everything. Still considering total here. Couple things. I don't know if volume really matters too much on the total chart, but we do have volume going down as price is going down. I believe we also have bullish divergences on RSI. I'm more or less expecting a retest of this bear flag before continuing lower, but I'm open to suggestions on that potentially changing. Going to leave that there. Again, not much to talk about from Monday. USDT. We said this exactly in my trading class. There's a good chance we're going to retest this diagonal, completely retest, head back up, maybe retest it again before going up. You're looking at an ascending, ascending wedge potentially, or a ascending triangle, potentially bull flag. We'll just have to wait and see. We don't have those higher peaks, so we can't really call it a wedge. Your call's really good. I appreciate it. Thank you. But onward to Bitcoin, and guys, I'm going to make this a quick stream. I really just wanted to highlight Bitcoin's TA for now and move on with the rest of my day. I still have to finish half my workout, have to eat, whatever. So on the daily, very obvious inverted head and shoulders here. I mean, we're now breaking the neckline. Lots of good volume here. I mean, this is about as bullish as a reversal pattern gets. It was kind of shocking to me that people were still bearish on this. Honestly, looking really, really, really solid to at least retest this area. It would not surprise me if we wick down here tomorrow before continuing up. The 4 hour is starting to be overbought. And speaking of the 4 hour, let's look at some of these signals. You know, a lot of people are like, how do you do this? How do you know? And guys, even before the pattern completed, we had 2 levels of bullish divergence on RSI and MACD. We also had lower lows from these 2 points. We had a potential left shoulder and head here with volume going down. I mean, these are all bullish reversal signs. The signs were so obvious. It wasn't even funny how obvious they are. Now people are going to say, oh, it's because Jay Powell, and oh, it's because this, and oh, it's because that. Guys, the TA was bullish for the last week. It wasn't Powell. If Powell's speech really impacted this market, this thing would have flown, right? I mean, the signs, the pattern, everything is there. And I just want you guys to be aware that this isn't some kind of magic. This isn't luck. All of my signs, all of my trading signals flashed a buy order. And where was that buy order? Equal to the left shoulder here, around 16,000, 16,200. That's when I told my trading class, when I told Twitter, start entering longs. I mean, it couldn't have been more obvious. It was pretty crazy. Pretty wild. But so far, so good. Expecting 18.4, maybe 19.5, maybe 19.4, somewhere in that range. Realistically, until we break above our prior support, which is now going to be tested as newfound resistance, until we break above that level, we can't really say that this is a very large move. I mean, ultimately, you're looking at a weekly where we lost major support. Whoops. And we could very likely this move could just very likely be a retest before continuing that downtrend. Keeping my head on a swivel. I mean, I'm in longs. I'm really in until invalidation or until I see exhaustion. So we'll let you know. If you're in my class, you'll definitely know. But yeah, guys, wanted to appreciate or at least applaud those that trusted the call and took it. And I hope you make decent money on it. How long do you think the bull rally will go? I have no idea. That's a very, I don't mean this in a mean way, but that's a stupid question to ask. No one has any idea. It could go until tomorrow. We could literally go up 30% tomorrow and I'll probably sell. Like, I have no idea. It's really until I start seeing signs of exhaustion. But guys, I know it was a quick live stream. That's really all I have for today. I did have one more thing. If you use Bitget, you guys know I'm affiliated with Bitget. I love the exchange. I'm currently still trading with them. It's the only exchange I'm using to trade. You have to use a VPN now, and that's due to the fact the SEC is cracking down on exchanges. Bitget is actually working towards getting regulated within the United States, so that will happen within the next 7 to 8 months. We'll keep you updated on that. I'm talking back and forth with their team once or twice a week, just making sure when I got those dates right. But with all that said, guys, please be patient, use risk management, and good luck trading.